Page 11, Feelin Good. 4/4 time, no sharps or flats. We're in the key of C major. We got accidentals. So again, one hand at a time. So the fingering and the rhythm and all that. Right hand at the beginning, you're here. You're not here, they want here. See, they want the second finger on that because we have a G. Okay, whatever. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Rest and. When I get this, I have a tendency to use 5 and 4 out of habit because I'm sort of in this position, and that's where I'm at. So I keep doing that. You can use 3 if you want. So it's measure 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's on the end of 4 and it's tied. Oh goody! And then go up, lift up, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, rest and 1 and 2. Second finger. I'll come back to that little grace note. Right now, leave it out. It's a 3 and 4 and 1 and. And here I recommend a 2, 5 and then a 1, 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Because of the staccato, you could move. But the fingering style I use, what I learned, is first I play everything legato, and I find a fingering that works legato. And that usually works, that's pretty reliable. So here, I'm going to do here, and then I'm going to connect it, thumb. And that's why I finger it that way. Going on, measure 12 is easy, there's nothing there. So measure 13, it's a G. How you finger this is 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, or 1, 2, 4. I tend to do it out of habit. I do that. If this is within an interval of a third, I tend to use the fourth finger, not the third. It's just a habit. It's a different fingering style. Different. That's okay. It's what I learned. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now here. This is measure 15. But you got to move here. Now what I can do is I can go 2, 3. Here, I can do 2, 3, 1. And then here. That way I can play it legato. But if you want to move, it's a little more dangerous, but it's flashier if you want to. However, I'm going to do a 2, 3, 1. That way I'm in position. 1. Okay, left hand, you're down here. Whole notes, not going a lot on here. And measure 4, 1 and 2. 1, 2. That chord at the end of the line. A D, and an E flat. It's not what you'd think. Okay, how you finger it, I'm going to do here because if I use a thumb, I got to put my hand up here. I don't really want to do that, so I'm going to do that. If you have real little hands, that doesn't work. You have to come up here. But if you have real little hands, that's not a problem. So however you finger it, it's up to you. And then going on, a measure 6 is about the same chord. And a measure 7, it's 1, 2. That's an E natural, B flat, C. And they put in the E natural to be nice to you. It's an E natural anyway, but you have an E flat in the top staff, and they just want to, because the accidentals are only good for that staff, so the E flat in the top staff doesn't affect the bottom staff, but it's clear. It's good to be clear if you're going to write music, or be clear. So if there's any possibility they might misinterpret what you're doing, put in so the natural sign is nice because it's clear because they've got an E flat up here. And that's an E natural. Now, so that's okay. E natural. And then going on. 1, 2. Now here is this measure 9. You have and I do a 4, 1, and then a 5, 2 here. It's a little awkward, but okay. And then measure 11, you come down here. 1 and 2. You got to use the 5, 4 because we need all these notes covered. 1 and 2. Then starting with measure 13. You can get away with this if 3 if you want each time, but out of habit I use 4th finger. So again, we use 4th finger each time. Now, going from measures 15 to 16. Here. I'd like to connect these together. So I need to change the fingering a little bit to allow me to do that. So what I'm going to do, and if you have little hands it may not work, otherwise do this. Measure 15. 5, 4, 3, 2. I just did them all just fine. Little hands have problems with that, you'll have to find another fingering. You can do a 5, 3, 1, 3 if you have to. Otherwise, I suggest you just spread out a little bit. And you say, that's uncomfortable to do that. Well, if it's painful, don't do it. Piano playing shouldn't be painful. But uncomfortable, many of the things we have to do with the hands are a little awkward and uncomfortable at first. I encourage you to just stick with it, because eventually it does come and it's not quite so uncomfortable anymore. You just kind of do it. I mean, you don't have to stay in that position as you can collapse each time. I'm just kind of moving the hand up each time. So it's so forth. And then measure 17, we're back to that chord that everybody loves so much. Okay, whatever. Put the hands together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Connect the left hand, 3 and. Right there. Measure 3 to measure 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. See, you don't play a note on 1. You're holding a note down from before, and you don't play a note until the end of 1. So that's where the tricky part comes in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Gotta hold off on that. And then going on, 1 and 2. Rest. Rest. That's just a quarter note in the left hand. So measure 10. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Go on. One and 2. Lift up on 2 on the left hand. 1 and 2. Not weird. Again, measure 17. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Rest. To go over this a few times to get rid of the hesitations. This is a fast piece, so no hesitations. You don't have time for them. Accents and staccatos and slurs. You got an accent on the first one. Don't know why, but you do. Left, right. Staccato. That's not staccato. On measure 5, 1 and 2. This little grace note, real quick. Some people play it before the beat, so the B and the G would come together. I play it on the beat, so I play it with that. on a measure 12, you see under the bottom staff it's sim. That means simile. It's short for simile. It depends on where the simile is in the music. It means whatever it's referring to, you're going to keep doing what you were doing. Here it's below the staff, and you'll notice the staccato dots ended. So it's telling you continue to play these staccato in the left hand. Now when we first learned it, we play it legato. That helps our fingering. We figure out the fingering. So playing it staccato is no big problem. We're just going to separate the notes, but I'm going to use the same fingering I was using. So measure 11, 1. I started swinging the eighth notes. See at the top it says swing the eighth. That's kind of the feel. It's more like a swing piece. You swing the counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you feel it. There's no notation for it. You have to feel it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, so forth, all the way through. You get the idea. You swing them. Now, dynamic-wise, that's for the melody. This bottom part is really more for a string bass. It's going to be back there doing their thing. It should be in the background. We want to hear the melody loud. It makes the accented note a very loud note. That's what we want to hear. Until you get over to about measure 10, you come down a little bit to sort of loud. Crescendo up. Now you're going to crescendo up. You have to use the left hand because it's the only one playing. But the loud is for the right hand. So the left hand's only going to go up to about a moderately loud. That coming down, that's where the crescendo really is. And you don't get loud there. Save the loud for the next measure. So and you're loud there until the bottom. Measure 22, you're moderately loud. That's moderately loud. Loud. And then just swing up and back down. Soft, and that's a staccato. That's usually they hold it out, but they marked the staccato there, right? Okay. Speed-wise, well, watch out. When you swing eighth notes, you don't want to go too fast. Otherwise, the short note is too short. So that's too fast. So I don't know what 144 is, but keep this down. Swing it, whatever you feel it. I like to play this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do the dynamics, so I will do the staccatos and stuff. So give us 4 counts. And again, if you need to, just do it one hand at a time for a while. I'm hoping, though, you can read the music. You're not just copying me and doing what I'm doing. Okay, that's about useless, actually. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And 1. Rest and rest and 4 and 1 and rest and rest and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and rest and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Rest and like so.